Yes, they're supposed to sit at their desks.
I would like to call this January 13th meeting of City Council to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Gregg.
Here.
Councilmember Shealy.
Here.
Councilmember McBride.
Here.
Councilmember-elect Polkay.
Here.
Councilmember Brady.
Present.
Councilmember-elect D'Alessandro.
Here.
Councilmember Waring. Councilmember Seekings. Councilmember Tinkler. Councilmember Bowden. Councilmember Appel. Councilmember-elect Scarden. Mayor Cogswell.
Here. I'd now like to ask Councilmember Waring to give the invocation and lead everybody in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let us pray. Eternally, Father, as we come for you today and for you today, we thank you for the many blessings of 2025. And even for the failings, let us learn from that. Let those be teachable moments. We thank you for the bounty that Mother Earth provides. Though we abuse it, the bounty continues to expand. We pray for our country and we pray for peace across the world. Let your teachings take hold in our daily lives. We pray for our staff, this mayor and council, and as we welcome 3 additional colleagues to this council, let us all extend the hand of fellowship towards one another as we go about doing the business of the people that we represent for the city of Charleston. We ask that we bring forth the best of our intellect as we do that, and integrity. We pray for those in the military who put their lives on the line, and our first responders, all of them. Let them know that they're not taken for granted. These prayers we bring forth in your name, let us all say,
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, before we get started on the swearing in, we do have one presentation or an award. I'd like to ask members of the Neighborhood Commission to join me up on stage, as well as Councilmember Tinkler to join me up here. Come on up, guys. Come on up. I'll give the background. Each year, the city of Charleston honors a resident who has shown exceptional commitment. They can't read it. Exceptional commitment to volunteer work. This award is named after Robert Ballard, a longtime neighborhood president and community leader who was instrumental in improving the livability of Charleston. I'd also like to, I believe Sally Ballard might be here. She's here. All right, there he is. All right, sorry. Past you to join me up here. So Mr. Ballard advocated for improved street sweeping program. He opened up his home for groups of residents to use for meetings. He was vigilant about tracking issues he cared about and making sure his neighborhood was heard through the political process. This year, we received many impressive nominations and honorees. The Neighborhood Commission reviewed them all and voted to honor one of our longtime neighborhood presidents, Jan Harmon. So, Jan has served as president of Heathwood Old Town Neighborhood Association in Councilmember Tinkler's district for a long time, and I'm lost my place in line here. There's so many things to talk about here. For many years, she's coordinated community events like Halloween pumpkin walks, 4th of July parades, holiday decorations, and quarterly neighborhood meetings. She drafts, prints, and distributes newsletters quarterly. She works closely with elected officials to push for improvements to Lenovar Park and has worked to bring Piccolo Spoleto events to the neighborhood. Recently, the neighborhood went through a difficult period. She has coordinated resources to help the community heal. Like Robert Ballard, Jan has made our city a more resilient place by helping to strengthen relationships between residents. She quietly does the work behind the scenes to keep our community ties strong. Therefore, it is my honor to present Ms. Harmon with the Robert Ballard Award for Excellence and Volunteerism. On behalf of the City of Charleston, thank you for all of your hard work. And please come and join me up on stage so we can give you a round of applause and give you this beautiful plaque. Thank you very much. You want to say anything? Okay, absolutely.
I want to, I'll be very brief. I want to thank William Tinkler and the commission for giving me this award. It is a great honor. I grew up in small town Missouri. My parents were very active. There wasn't an event that they didn't volunteer for. And as I've moved around the country over the years, I've always believed in volunteerism. Being president of the Old Town Heathwood Neighborhood Association has been wonderful. And as I've seen our neighborhood grow and get younger with more children, we're still a diverse neighborhood, but we love it. And I really think this award goes to all the volunteers that show up to deliver those 380 newspapers, to show up for events, bake sales, and whatever to benefit our neighborhood. So I'm going to share this award with them. Thanks again.
Thank you. And we also, before she escapes, we got to give a shout out to Becca Hopkins for all the work she does with the commission. We truly are blessed to have her on our city staff. So thank you, Becca. Okay, now we need a drum roll or something like that for the swearing in. So first, appreciate you giving me these notes. I need you to be official. Madam Clerk, would you please read the certification of election results?
State of South Carolina, City of Charleston, Charleston County Board of Canvassers, statements and returns of votes for the City of Charleston general election held November 4th, 2025. We, the County Board of Canvassers, certify that all proper procedures for canvassing votes in this election have been followed, and we have received written confirmation of the same from County Voter Registration and Elections Offices staff. And upon such confirmation and any further review of our own, we certify the following results of this election are correct in all respects. City Council District Number 2, Abraham D. Champagne, 332. Kevin Shealy, 608, and was elected. Write-in 1. City Council District 4, Robert M. Mitchell, 495. Aaron Polkay, 830, and was elected. Lukman S. Rashid, 31. Write-in 4. City Council District 6, Ben D. Alessandro, 977, and was elected. William Dudley Gregory, 667, write-in 3. City Council District 8, Mike Seekings, 894, and was elected. Write-in 22. City Council District 10, Stephen Bowden, 1,043, and was elected. William Connor, 486, write-in 5. City Council District 12, Enette Begner, 310, Deanna Miller, 705, Leslie Scarden, 1,447, and was elected. Write-in 9. Commissioner of Public Works, Barbara Dungy Akobe, 4,078, Kathleen G. Wilson, 7,322, and was elected. Write-in 152. These are the results certified November 6, 2025 by Christine C. Vernado, Dan H. Martin, Catherine LaFond, Ryan Earhart, F. Elliott Quinn IV, and Mary Ann Taylor.
All right. Well, since she got the most votes, I'm going to ask Councilwoman Scardon to go first. No, in all seriousness, as a point of personal privilege, she has two wonderful children with her tonight, her two twins, and they would really appreciate it if we allowed her to go first so that they can go get ice cream afterwards. But I'm going to ask Judge Morrison to come up. This will be the order and sequence. We will have Councilwoman Scardon go first, then we will have Shealy, then Councilman-elect Polk, and then Councilman-elect Ben D'Alessandro, and then Councilman-elect Bowden, and wrap up with Councilman Seekings. So, Judge? Come on up, come on up.
Bible, please. Raise your left hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the office
to which I have been appointed.
to which I have been appointed,
I will, to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
protect, preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and the United States.
and the United States.
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
I will equally, fairly, and impartially,
fairly, and impartially,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and skill,
and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
and I will use my best endeavors
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace
to preserve the peace
and carry into effect according to law
and carry into effect according to law
the purposes for which I have been elected.
the purposes for which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations.
Well, first and foremost, I want to start with a note of gratitude. Thank you, Chief Justice, Mr. Mayor, and fellow council members. I'm excited to work with you. I could not have done this without my husband, Sam. You are the best partner and father I could have ever asked for. Thank you to our boys, Lewis and Lawson. You are the light of our lives. Thank you to my parents, my Charleston family, and of course, our incredible volunteers and the voters of District 12. Service to you all is my top priority. Lucky for you all, I wrote this to be a short speech with the attention span of our 4-year-old twins in mind, because if they're not already running around, they likely will be soon. So there are 3 quick items I want to touch on: service, a moral obligation to the future of the city, and a theory of government. First, service. I want to start with a quick story. This Bible that I was just sworn in with belonged to the Reverend Stephen Scardon, my husband's grandfather. It was given to him in 1947 upon his ordination into priesthood and was used at groundbreakings of housing projects, schools, medical clinics, churches, and community service initiatives all over the Low Country. Both sides of our family come from a line of service to others and a deep belief that we should all make the world a little bit better before we leave it. That belief in service is why I ran for city council. I believe that city council should be your first call. Whether it is a pothole or flooded ditch or unsafe intersection, we are here to serve our community and our constituents. These are not glamorous issues, but they are the building blocks of our communities. And at the end of the day, they all come back to quality of life and safety. As some of you may know, I kept a list of every issue I heard about on the campaign. Now, I knocked 4,000 doors, so that list is quite long. And I've already started working with the incredible staff at every level of government to provide solutions. And as my husband knows very well, once something is on my list, I do not rest until it gets done. I have been so impressed by the city and the staff's commitment to customer service. It's something they talk a lot, customer service. Our constituents and our neighbors are our customers, and I will bring the same drive, focus, and determination to fixing these issues as I have brought to every other aspect of my life. Second, a moral obligation to the future of Charleston. This city is a team, and I am here to work with council, the mayor, and staff as we plan for the future of this city. When I think of city council, it isn't just service to neighbors, but it is also ensuring a future where our twin boys can come back to visit us in 30 years or also raise their own families here. Beyond intersections and sidewalks and ditches and recreation updates, there are existential issues and threats facing our city, including flooding and housing. We have a moral obligation to address those issues now to ensure a safer and better future for every resident. We cannot be afraid to think big just because conventional wisdom has told us no. We must be bold in our solutions. We should be thinking of ways to connect James Island to the Ashley River pedestrian bridge. We should seriously consider better ways to get cars off of James Island, including a flyover between the connector and the crosstown. We must be thinking of ways to connect the rapidly growing Kainhoy Peninsula to downtown. We must improve life so every resident, regardless of what neighborhood that they were born in, has the chance to succeed. So, how will we do this? This brings me to a theory of government. In this era of our country, we know there's a deep skepticism of government. I believe part of this frustration comes from people too often being told why something cannot be done. There is not enough funding, there is too much red tape, or it is not that particular department or jurisdiction's responsibility. I am so excited about serving on council because I do believe that local government can make a difference. I believe that part of leadership is always providing solutions. It is understanding how the system works, and when there is an obstacle, bringing a sense of innovation, determination, and entrepreneurship to make the system better. It is about bringing together the right stakeholders to build coalitions to change the status quo and deliver results. Throughout my career, I have been coached that you never simply state a problem. You bring a solution and a recommendation. I will work every day to find ways to yes, so we can deliver the quality of life that every resident deserves. In summary, thank you for this opportunity. I am here to serve and be part of an amazing group of leaders to ensure the future of our city for generations to come. And I am here to get to yes and deliver results for not only James Island, but the city. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Shealy, you're up.
Come behind you. Thank you. All right. Left hand to the Bible, raise your right hand, please. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the office
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state and of the United States.
this state and of the United States.
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
I will equally,
I will equally,
fairly, and impartially,
fairly, and impartially,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and skill,
and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
and I will
and I will
use my best endeavors,
use my best endeavors,
preserve the peace,
preserve the peace,
and carry into effect,
and carry into effect,
according to law,
according to law,
the purposes for which I have been elected.
the purposes for which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I am really, really honored and grateful to stand before you today to take this oath for the third time for Charleston City Council. Certainly want to thank the residents of West Ashley, the people of Charleston, once again for placing their trust in me. I don't take that trust lightly. I hold it to a very, very high regard, and I appreciate the trust that they've given me. I want to thank my colleagues on council. I want to thank our mayor, thank our dedicated city staff, all of our first responders who work tirelessly every day and every night, and everyone who helps to serve our community. I want to thank my family, especially my wife, Stacy, for their patience, for their support and their encouragement. And I appreciate my staff and my insurance agency. You wouldn't believe the number of calls that they take and how they take care of the city as well, just because my business has my name attached to it. So I want to thank my insurance agency staff as well. Public service is not a solo effort, and I can tell you my family and the people in my business live out this as well. So thank you to them. The city of Charleston is a very, very special place, and the work we do in this room really, really matters. I remain committed to listening, to working collaboratively, and to making thoughtful decisions that's going to keep our city moving forward while we preserve what makes Charleston so special and unique. It's an honor to continue serving. I look forward to the work we have ahead, so let's get to work. Thank you.
Next up, we have Councilman-elect Polk.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, please, sir. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the
to
office
which I have been appointed,
over which I have been appointed,
that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state and of the United
the
States.
Constitution of this state and of the United States.
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
I will equally,
equally,
fairly, and impartially,
fairly, and impartially,
to the best of my ability and skill,
to the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me.
exercise the trust reposed in me,
I will use my best endeavors
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace
to preserve the peace
and carry into effect according to law
and carry into effect according to law
the purposes for which I have been elected.
the purposes for which I've been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, Honor.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor, for administering these oaths, these long oaths, and your distinguished service over the years. And Mr. Mayor, I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you over the last few weeks, and I very much look forward to working with you, especially to make our hometown more inclusive and affordable. Fellow members of council, I'm honored for the opportunity to serve with and learn from each and every one of you in our collective charge to make Charleston a better place for all. And to the people of District 4, thank you for the opportunity to serve. When I was a teenager, my mentor, F. Renee Gators, forever etched a maxim in my heart: for to whom much is given, much is required. That principle comes from the book of Luke and was uplifted by President Kennedy in a 1961 address. In that same address, President Kennedy prescribed 4 principles for leadership: courage, judgment, integrity, and dedication. In representing my District 4 neighbors and all Charlestonians, I will strive to be mindful of the duties that God's blessings engender, and I commit, as my church covenants before we take communion, to be just in my dealings, faithful in my engagements, and exemplary in my deportment. As you all know, District 4 is quite used to honorable representation. Councilmember Robert Mitchell is a paragon of decency and selflessness, and we owe him a debt of gratitude for his lifetime of service and sacrifice. I would also like to commend Councilmember William Dudley Gregory. He served the public with distinction for 49 years at federal, state, and local levels. Charleston and our country are better places because of his courage and commitment. We live in an age where some relegate acknowledgments of our society's beautiful tapestry to playing identity politics. Yet for centuries in this city of firsts, we have acknowledged that those who are here or came here create the community that we love. We acknowledge that our erstwhile indigenous cultures, we acknowledge them in the names of our rivers and islands. We are proud of our history of religious tolerance. As an example, we have the only independent Huguenot church in the United States. We properly make institutions out of our ethnic immigrant history. As an example, Hibernian Hall right across the street. We honor our abundant African American and Gullah Geechee heritage. Among the priceless portraits and busts here in this chamber, you'll find trailblazers like Daniel Joseph Jenkins, Septima Clark, and Vanessa Turner Maybank. And yes, those who are fond of the 4 years out of our city's 355-year history, when it was under the jurisdiction of the Confederacy, memorialize their fallen ancestors far and wide, and unapologetically embrace their own brand of Southern identity. So might I beg for your indulgence this evening as I offer an identity-oriented acknowledgement of my own. For well over 100 years, my family found its way on this peninsula, especially as the cards were, and in many ways continue to be, stacked against African Americans. We should hope the same for all of our neighbors, fully inclusive of what family means to them. So moments ago, together we shared in a family moment that has never before occurred in this chamber. Tonight, the first openly gay Charlestonian elected to this council stood before you with his husband to take the oath of office. And that occurred without fuss or fanfare, in no small part due to the pain and sacrifices of tens of thousands of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer Charlestonians, who, over the course of this city's centuries of history, fearfully blended in or disappeared out of necessity. As the historian Harlan Green wrote, and it is my honor that he's here with us this evening, people like me could have paid and often did pay dearly for being different. They could have lost their homes. They lost not only of respect, but of profession, of houses, of families, positions in society, and even life and liberty. We owe them a debt of apologetic acknowledgement, appreciation, and celebration. So in closing, we are aware that Charleston is in the midst of a major economic and demographic transition. It's good that growth is the primary driver of this transition, for history proves that a community that is not growing is dying. We also know that too many of our neighbors are being left behind, cast aside, or severely inconvenienced by this growth. Consider from the mid-1970s to the late 1990s, half of the seats in this chamber were occupied by African Americans. Tonight, we are 2. Is it societal best practice for white folks to only vote for and be represented by white folks, and for black folks to vote for and only be represented by black folks? Of course not. Our goal must continue to be the beloved community. Is race a proxy for economic class when it comes to gentrification? Absolutely. White people of moderate means are having a hard time to afford living here as well. But it is a legitimate concern that we are destined for a council where no African American will ever sit here again, which was the case for most of our city's history. Yes, we should be concerned. And might I add that we should also be concerned that only one woman is seated here among us. And that would be a shame with respect to African Americans, considering that Charleston of African descent built this city. Its seminal economy of rice and indigo, the unrequited toil that erected the grand historic structures that make our city the envy of the world. The first strains of jazz music, delectables like she crab soup and red rice that we served the legions of visitors, and much, much more. So if I do my job right, if we do our job right, with courage, with judgment, with integrity, and with dedication, I, as the 21st African American since Reconstruction, and the first openly gay man to serve here, must not and will not be the last. And I ask you to join me in making it so. Thank you.
All right, I'd now like to call on Councilman-elect Ben Alessandro.
This is show. Left hand, right hand, please. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the office
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
that I will,
that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state and of the United States.
the Constitution of this state and the United States.
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
I will equally,
I will equally,
fairly, and impartially,
fairly, and impartially,
to the best of my ability and skill,
to the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me.
exercise the trust reposed in me.
And I will
And I will
use my best endeavors,
use the best of my endeavors
preserve the peace,
to preserve the peace
and carry into effect,
and carry into effect,
according to law,
according to law,
purposes for which I have been elected.
the purposes for which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, fellow council members. Thank you, city staff. You've all been so helpful and accommodating to me for the past couple months. I just want to recognize and acknowledge a few people, and then I will step off of here. My amazing family, my wife Jennifer, our kids, Mal, Wolf, Nova, and Sky, my parents, mom and dad, my amazing brother up there, Nick, some people that have been very helpful in the past 5 months include Ed Sutton, Lachlan McIntosh, Jen Mieres, Erica Harrison, and Amy Brennan. Some early and consistent supporters I'd like to acknowledge were John Park, Steve Ramos, Missy Fox, Josh Lamb and Emily Nelson, Teddy McCracken and SD Perlmutter, and Wesley Fletcher. And one of my earliest supporters was the legendary Will Moordock, who wrote for the city paper. I'd like to recognize all the staff at the pizza shop who, like Councilman Shealy, they also have to help out with this, including the most amazing person in the world, Kristen Frazier back there. I would also like to acknowledge the District 6 neighborhood presidents, Liz Sol Renard, Marion Hawkins, Sarah Spangler, Kevin Eberly, and Jarrett Nicholson. Two of the first people I met when I arrived in Charleston, Nick Scover and Brian Walter, they are here. Amazing people. And if you ever get tired of D'Alessandro's Pizza, please try Paisanos and Gilroy's Pizza as well. My neighbor, Miss Doris Haynes, showed up. I appreciate her for that. And I'd like to recognize all my fellow poll clerks and managers, especially Miss Carmen Gaston, who pulled me aside on election night and gave me an amazing hug, and that meant the world to me. Lastly, it took a little time, but I was able to get permission to mention these last three names, whether it be through family or them themselves. Brenda Scott, Wendell Gilliard, and William Dudley Gregory. Those are the three people that have sat in that seat since the realignment in 1975 occurred. This seat was created in order to give all people in the city of Charleston a voice here in council chambers. And without a doubt, that will continue with me sitting in that seat. Thank you very much.
Councilman Bowden, you're up.
Now, they're going to see this.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of the state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the
to
office
which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
I will equally,
I will equally,
fairly,
fairly,
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability and skill,
to the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
and I will
and I will
use my best endeavors
use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace
to preserve the peace,
and carry into effect,
carry into effect,
according to law,
according to law,
purposes for which I have been elected.
purposes for which I have been
So
elected.
help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor and Mayor. Thank you to my fellow members of council, honored guests, of course, the exceptional staff of the city of Charleston. Most importantly, thank you to the people of Charleston, especially the residents of District 10, for once again placing your trust in me. I'm deeply grateful for it, and I will never take it for granted. I'm a very different person than the one who stood here 4 years ago. Shortly after I was elected, my wife had our first child, and shortly thereafter, we welcomed our second child. They have both changed me in ways big and small. I've learned to serve my constituents better by learning from the experience and perspective of the folks sitting here now and the folks who were here when I first joined, who I am deeply grateful for their patience with me as I came along. And now, I now have an ankle that's mostly metal. There's a joke in there somewhere about my steely resolve to fight for West Ashley, but the reality is I'm clumsy. One of the really great things about this job is the opportunity to stop every 4 years and think about why we do this. Are we being effective? And what can we accomplish in another term? When I was thinking about those questions this time around, I thought about my stepdad. He passed in 2024. And he loved everything about my first campaign and the work we were doing here. He knew about each of you. And I remembered he owned a construction business. And I remembered driving around in his truck. And when I was a kid, and he would point out things around town that he had worked on or helped get there. And he spoke with this immense pride in his voice. And it wasn't pride in himself. It was pride in the people who helped him get there, who helped him build these things in his community that he could pass down to his children. He used to say, we built that. I'm not as talented as he was. But this weekend, I found myself doing something that really put it all into perspective. I took my kids to a park. A beautiful new playground in the city of Charleston, in the middle of our neighborhood, that so many people here tonight worked so hard on, had the vision to create out of a nightmare that was people's lives who had flooded repeatedly. It's now a place where everybody who walks in has a smile on their face. And I felt that same pride to have some small part of building the community that my kids are going to grow up in. My neighbors couldn't have been happier to be out there. I don't know that any of them stopped to think about what their prior neighbors had gone through and the vision of the staff to get it to a place that they can enjoy. But we know that. And that's what we work for. And that's why I show up every day. It's government at its finest. It's all too popular right now to look at the challenges our city faces and assume that government can't work, that problems are too big, that the best we can do is manage decline. I reject that view. What I saw at Bridgepoint was proof that when we refuse to fall victim to cynicism, when we approach challenges as opportunities to build resilience, to strengthen neighborhoods and improve quality of life for the people that we serve, we can accomplish great things. West Ashley is facing real challenges, and this is a moment that demands serious leadership. We're dealing with traffic on roads that were not designed for the growth we're experiencing. We're dealing with flooding that impacts homes, schools, commutes, and businesses. And we're dealing with development pressure that can either strengthen neighborhoods or overwhelm them, depending on the choices that we make. Over the last 4 years, we haven't ignored those challenges. We've risen to meet them. We have a long way to go. And my commitment to you, my colleagues, and to the citizens of the city of Charleston is that in a second term, I'll keep fighting to build the community that our kids deserve. Thank you for the privilege of serving with you.
Thank you very much. Sir.
Right there with your right hand, I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I'm duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the office
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and the United States.
and the United States.
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
As council member of the municipality of Charleston,
I will equally,
I will equally,
fairly, and impartially,
fairly, and impartially,
to the best of my ability and skill,
to the best of my ability and skill,
exercise the trust reposed in me.
exercise the trust reposed in me.
And I will
And I will
use my best endeavors
use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace
to preserve the peace
and carry into effect
and carry into effect,
according to law,
according to law,
purposes for which I have been elected.
purposes for which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God. Sure. Thank you, Judge, Mr. Mayor, fellow colleagues, all of you are here tonight. Listening to those who come before me and really have given me inspiration and reminded me of the many reasons why it's such an honor to be here. And I don't have this written down, but for those who've been around here for a minute, and Councilmember Waring, you'll certainly remember it. I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for my mom. And my mom sat every meeting in that corner for about 15 years to sort of cheer us on and sort of recognize, and she would always give me the postmortem and tell me what was going on. She was the best political scientist I knew. And this will be the first time that I've been in these chambers since being elected that she's not with us. So to her, I dedicate my service and thank all of you. To all my friends and neighbors in District 8, I brought this out of the Shealy speech, by the way. Thanks for reposing your trust in me once again. While what we do up here is certainly not a game of perfect by any means, the aim is to earn that trust every day. I really am, as we embark, I call this Seekings 5.0, and if you do the math, you know how many years that is. I really am excited to still be part of this team that makes Charleston the greatest city, and it is the greatest city on the planet. To city staff, many of you are here tonight. My thanks and my deepest and most sincere apologies for what you're about to endure for the next 4 years. None of us, particularly me, could do it without you. Each and every one of you is appreciated more than you can ever know. Thank you. I look out there and see so many friends, and I can just tell all of you who've not seen it from the inside out, without them, this city would not be what it is. So really, thank you. To our and my colleagues who sit here tonight, I could not be more honored to continue this adventure with you, and it is an adventure, notwithstanding the level of comfort of our seats. And I'm talking both figuratively and literally, as those of you just got elected will learn. Mayor, wherever you might be, thank you in advance for your leadership, for your guidance, and for keeping our meetings short. That is a reference to a number of things, notwithstanding and including the aforementioned chairs, which I notice you've got one, but spend very little time in. So thank you. And finally, if I might, as I guess now by tenure, the longest serving member of this council, to our newest members of the council, thank you for your willingness. And by the way, some questionable decision-making to serve your city. Thank you. There are many who will tell you, if they haven't already, and I'm sure many have, that you have some big shoes to fill. Forget it. You can't. Don't try. That's not the objective. What I would say is this: pave your own path, pave your own road. There will be many bumps and potholes. Be true to yourself. Vote. Be humble, and most importantly, be devoted fiercely to serving the public good. Thank you all very much. It's a great honor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Thank you.
That was a tough act to follow on all of these speeches, so I'm not even going to try. We're going to jump right into the meeting because we do keep it short, right, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, we are on to approval of the minutes. Nope, sorry. Approval of council committee. Council committee. Any further discussion on this? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Now we are on to appointment of the 2026 Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Carl L. Brady. Motion made. Properly seconded. Any further discussion on this? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Congratulations, Councilman Brady. We have, let's see, no public hearings. We need approval of council minutes. That's where I was jumping to. We have motion made, properly seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. We're now on to citizens' participation. This is 30 minutes long. Madam Clerk, how many people we have signed up?
We have 4.
So we'll give everybody a minute and a half. And I'm going to just remind everybody the rules of decorum. Please honor them. If not, I will give you one warning. If you do not adhere to the warning, we will ask you or removed from council chambers. Madam Clerk, please call the first speaker.
Anthony G. Bryant.
I remember Terry Poquet telling me this little Bobby was gonna do something great. Terry Poquet and I Sacred Heart together, walking up and said, my mama having a little brother, and I knew Aaron before Aaron knew himself. He said he's gonna do something great. I bear witness to that today, that is true. His brother has got foresight and direction and love for little Bubba. I lost my little brother. So when I see Aaron's my little brother. My mother was sick August end. Before she became elected, Aaron was always there for me and my mother and my brother. He got a big heart. He cares about people. That's what you need here, brother. Let's care about folk. They'll take care of you. Remember that. We ain't got to worry about you staying black that easy. But what we're going to talk about now was the disparities. From August, the Supreme Court had my complaint, had unfamiliar lawyers. What this letter would say in Charleston, familiar lawyers with the U.S. Attorney, Attorney General, and also the Solicitor's Office. Also the coroner and I talked about it, a house I did years ago. Well, there's 2,000 coroners in America. And if you got a 20% black folk in the judicial system, I don't know how black people get a fair trial now. I'm the real one that come to the meet. I don't care about popularity. My answer is popular. It was a happy day when the first unhappy slave landed on these shores. Duke Ellington said that. So we still unhappy, some of us.
Time.
We still unhappy. Here's my doctor, my friend. God bless, Godspeed to you.
Muhammad Idris.
Evening. I passed out some information to you all. I wish you would read it. I have a flyer here from the new councilman, and he knew my name, Muhammad Idris, and he said he would work with us in the community. I hope you don't be like Mr. Carswell. We are suing him, and we have some witness because they made perjury. They did perjury. I don't know if his lawyer got approval from him because he wasn't in the court, but they perjured themselves. He did make a promise to me, and God is the witness. And I am going to fight him to the end because I do not appreciate being misused like Mr. Carswell did me. Thank you.
Fran Clary. Clasby, I'm sorry.
Clasby, it's okay, I figured it out. My name is Frank Clasby and I live in Wagner Terrace. And I've been before this board many times. In fact, one time I won what was the Kuhn Award for my work in the community. We built the Hampton Park Recreation Lane, Corrine Jones Playground, and the James Simmons Montessori School. And all of this has to do with connectivity. I was asking for ways to connect neighborhoods like bike paths and sidewalks and bridges. And that's partly why I'm here tonight, because all of us are pedestrians at some point during the day. And our candidates all walk door to door. And so they know about our sidewalks. One specific sidewalk, which is beside Food Lane on Grove Street, the northern side of the street does not have a sidewalk. It's all mud. So my neighborhood has been disenfranchised and marginalized because we have to walk through the mud to get our groceries. So, thank you. We'll talk to Mike in
Kate
a minute.
Dutilly.
Good evening. My name is Kate Dutilly. I'm the preservation planner with Historic Charleston Foundation. I am here to give comments on agenda item I1.
Can you speak into the microphone just a little closer? Thank you.
I'm here to give comments on agenda item I1 pertaining to the appeal of the BAR decision regarding the fiberglass window installation at 218 Rutledge. While mediation can serve an important role, we are concerned that it's being used too frequently to circumvent BAR and BZA decisions. When projects are resolved through mediation and brought directly to City Council, it diminishes the role, expertise, and credibility of these boards that are established to evaluate these matters. Preserving the integrity of these processes is essential to consistent, transparent decision-making. As such, we are advocating for the enforcement of BAR's decision. Thank you.
And those were all the speakers that signed up this evening. We did receive 2 comments online, or I'm sorry, 1 comment from Mr. Bryant online, which was sent to City Council in full. And 1 email was received from Kimberly Crock opposing the annexation of Zero Folly Road and stated that the current infrastructure could not support a development of this size, that development would worsen flooding and other dangerous conditions, and that it would cause environmental damage. And those were all the comments that we received.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Moving on, we are now on to petitions and communications. Can I entertain a motion for the first item, the mediation settlement between 218 Rutledge LLC and the City of Charleston? We have motion made, properly seconded. Any further discussion on this item? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 2, approval of motion made properly. Can I have a second? Motion made, properly second. Any further discussion on this item? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Move on 3 as well.
Move on 3, Laurel Island PUD, just extending that for 1 year, the vesting period. We have a motion made, properly seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And item number 4, authorization for me to execute a quitclaim deeds conveying a 20-foot portion of an abandoned right-of-way as shown in Exhibit A to, okay.
Second.
Motion made, properly seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, no council communications. We are on to consent agenda items. Rec is the only report that has a consent item. This is, do we need any?
No, sir. This is just for information only.
Okay, and is anyone giving this report? No.
No, sir. It's just a consent agenda item.
Okay, there we go. All right, so then moving on.
Maybe very quickly, just explain the difference between the 2 as we've got 3 new council members. Just very quickly, between consent agendas and then reported agendas.
Well, I'm gonna let the clerk go through this.
I
I mean, I'm still kind of new, right?
So the consent agenda items, this was something that actually council or member Brady, Mayor Pro Tem Brady, suggested a couple of years ago, was to add a section onto our council agendas for consent agenda items. These are basically items that do not require any action. So it's just council is accepting the report. And it was just introduced as a way to sort of consolidate our agendas and
Keep everyone informed too. Yeah.
yes.
Get you out of those seats quicker.
That's right. All right. So we're now on to committee reports, which typically do have a motion or a need for a vote. And I'm going to call on Councilmember Shealy for the report on public safety.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Committee on Public Safety met on December 9th at 4 p.m. We voted to accept a grant and also apply for a grant to combat underage drinking and drug use with ID software and field intelligence training. And we also voted, we had a SCORF grant that the city had, and Favor Low Country will be reimbursed up to a total of $93,150 for services using funds from the CBD's Year 3 SCORF grant allotment. So that concludes my report. I would ask that we approve that, please.
Move for approval.
We have a motion made, properly seconded to adopt the report. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Now on Councilman Waring for Committee on Public Works and Utilities.
All actionable items that you see reported before you passed unanimously, and I move the adoption of the report.
Motion made, properly seconded. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. I'd now like to call on Councilmember Seekings for the Traffic and Transportation report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll try to be brief. The Committee on Traffic and Transportation met on December 16th, 2025, almost a month ago. We had a number of presentations. The first was on adoption of the Safe Streets for All Safety Action Plan. Just a couple things really quickly for those of you who weren't there. A couple of facts that you might like to know. There was a 6-year study done to sort of think about what we need to do to make our streets safer. And over that study period from 2018 to 2023, there were, fill in the blank here, how many crashes within the city of Charleston? 37,000, which cost the city and the people who live here somewhere near $3 billion. Many injuries, we've had some deaths. They also contribute to 15% of all traffic delays across the city. So studying and adopting a safety plan is a really good idea. The safety plan study was funded by federal grant. There will be some recommendations that come out of it. It is available online. We can get you copies of it. And we will then be seeking some monies to implement some of the safety plans that need to be put in place so that we can maybe lessen the number of 37,000 by some percentage point. 10 seems like a pretty good idea. So that will need you all to agree and adopt that. We also, for those of you who weren't there and for those who just got elected, we had a report on the Folly Road, Maybank Highway, and Harborview Road traffic signal timing project, which has been completed. And Mr. Turner gave us a really fascinating report on the methodologies used to identify intersections that needed to be retimed. I don't remember the number of intersections that they did retime, but it was a whole bunch of them. And it's really, they put drones in the air before and after to sort of show you the effect of just the retiming. And the traffic movement difference is better and dramatic. So just a simple retiming project, instead of going out and replacing everything or rebuilding roads, has helped with the traffic over there. We hope to see more, not just in that area, but around the city. And then finally, we had a report on the Old Town Road Sam Rittenberg Maintenance Agreement and an approval for that on top of the Sam Rittenberg Boulevard redesign plan update, which was presented by Mr. Pullman and Mr. Mitchell. Sam Rittenberg, effectively from Orange Grove Road to the bridge, has been studied for some reconfiguration to make it safer and more efficient. I don't remember, Robbie, if you're here, what the final upshot of that is in terms of when it's going to actually come to fruition, but it's sooner rather than later. And again, was a really worthy study, and I think will make that corridor much safer and, more importantly, much more attractive to business and people who live there. So that's my report. I do need a vote on adopting the Safe Streets for All presentation, please.
Motion made, probably seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
One other point I just wanted to make relating to that committee report is we have been talking a lot about in TNT, of course, the priorities for transportation sales tax. I recently co-signed a letter with the mayors of Mount Pleasant and North Charleston, asking for the county for a small extension on delivering that. We are ready. I want to be clear. Our report has not changed from what this committee and what has been discussed very publicly. Those priorities remain the same. We're simply just trying to be collaborative with the other municipalities to make sure that they have their package together and we submit it all as one. I do believe we're going to be able to beat the deadline that we had asked for February 6th. I believe we'll be able to deliver it before the end of this month. So just wanted to give you all an update on that front.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to move on to Councilman Gregg for Committee on Ways and
Move the
Means.
adoption report.
Second. Motion made, properly seconded. Y'all will understand, you'll quickly learn as new council members that Ways and Means is the one that always goes the fastest. Right?
It's because it's most efficiently.
The second time around.
Second time around. All the, did we vote on that? Okay, motion made, probably seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. We're now up for bills for second reading. We have 11 bills.
Move 1 through 11.
For approval?
For approval.
We have motion made, take 1 through 11 for approval, properly seconded. Any further discussion on that? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it.
So move for third reading.
Motion made for third reading on items 1 through 11. Did we get a second? Motion made, properly seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, ayes have it. Now we are on to bills for first reading. There are 2 bills up for first reading. We're going to take them separately. Councilman Scardon, I believe you have an amendment you would like to suggest.
Yes, sir. Or
This is a point of order. We should probably go ahead and move it and second it to put it into
A
discussion.
parliamentarian, I'm going to take a move for approval on
Second.
item 1 that is seconded. Further discussion, Councilmember Scardon.
Yes, thank you, members of council, mayor. As you are all aware, Zero Folly has been a controversial issue in District 12. I know that in December, the city moved to annex the 3.12 acres. And I've heard from constituents that there is concern that those acres would not be used for the intended stormwater purposes. And so to help alleviate constituent concerns and after discussing this with staff, I would like to amend the first reading instead of having it be zoned as rural residential, be zoned as conservation to provide those further assurances to the constituents in District 12 that the annexed property will be used solely for stormwater as intended when council made those actions in December.
I was going to second it. Now, that's a great point. Really appreciate your suggestion there. We have a motion made for an amendment to change the zoning of this parcel to conservation, properly seconded. Any further discussion on this item? If none, all those in favor signify by,
Mr. Mr. Councilman, can you?
Yep.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. It'd be good for Mr. Morgan to explain the differences in the two, in particular conservation.
Mr. Morgan.
Yes, sir, Mr. Waring. So conservation is a very low density zoning category of 1 unit to every acre and a half. So in the case of this lot, it would only allow maybe 2 residential units. It would still allow the stormwater ponds, things like that. What had been proposed was RR1, and that allows 3.5 units an acre. So substantially different density on the site.
I just have a quick question. So if we're gonna amend this, I mean, the property owner is asked to be annexed, is the property owner still okay with this zoning? Have we
Yeah,
talked-
they have no intent to build on this. This is literally for a storm pond. This is just a bit of belts and suspenders to make
Okay, got it.
residents feel comfortable that if something were to, fall through I don't know, that this is the least dense zoning that we have.
Got it. All right, thank you.
So we have motion made, properly seconded. All those in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose, ayes have it.
And now we need to vote. I'm sorry.
Madam Clerk, if I can just recuse myself from that
Sorry.
vote.
There's one recusal from Councilmember Tinkler, and then I think we need to vote on the original motion now that it's amended.
As amended, so do I have a motion
Move
as
for
amended?
approval.
Move for approval.
There's already a motion on the floor.
There's a motion on the floor. All right.
Yes.
We're voting on it. God, I mean, I'm getting a little rusty, guys. I mean, new year. Sorry. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, ayes have it. Item number 2 is a zoning ordinance that we are proposing to lift the tech overlay on 993, 995 Morrison Drive. This is the property that you all recall we had previously under contract with the county. This is a good faith effort to show the county that we are sincere when we tell them that we want to work with them to help them get the highest value they can for the property, but also want to work with them to ensure that affordable housing, a significant number of affordable housing goes on that site. There's a lot still to be worked out with this, but as a measure of good faith, we wanted to put this out there is a good faith effort. So we have a motion made, probably seconded. Any further discussion on this? Councilman Seeking.
Very quickly, Mr. Mayor, for those who were around when we did this, the intent of putting the tech overlay on these two parcels, which are very large parcels along Morrison Drive, was to promote that area, that region, that corridor being sort of a tech hub. Now with our needs, wants, and desires really clearly focused on some other needs that we've got around here, which is affordable housing, removal of this tech overlay will allow for more density, more height, and housing on those parcels where otherwise with the tech overlay, that might not have been possible. So that's the purpose of this. It will be in the end, I think, for a purpose that we all can collectively say is a needed one.
Well, absolutely. I will say just one point of clarification. The tech overlay really did restrict almost any residential on the properties. It doesn't really impact the height or density. It's really just use driven. So this would be the first step. We have proposed rezoning it into the new MUWH3 zoning classification that we are working on. Same thing that we would be looking on putting our own property and the housing authority properties that we're contemplating a joint venture on. So a lot going on here, but just wanted to express kind of what's going on behind the scenes there. County has been very good to work with. Again, this is a measure of good faith, shows collaboration between government bodies. So appreciate the support. Did we vote? I can't even remember now. We need to vote. We've made a motion properly seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Man, that's quick. We have no other order of business. So the next city council meeting will be on Tuesday, January 27th. This meeting